Greetings, EastEnders fans, and welcome to another episode of Albert Square After Dark, your weekly EastEnders podcast. This week, discussing the episodes broadcast between the 24th to the 27th of November 2025. Can you believe it? It's nearly December. The end of 2025 is but on the horizon. I can't believe it. Where's the year gone, Ree? That's the time of year we start asking things like that, isn't it? Where's the year gone?
I don't know. I always say it every year. I say it's Christmas all the time because it's always Christmas. It's Christmas always.
Have you started your shopping yet?
Yes, I have. I've got some bits and bobs. Yeah, some bits and bobs. You know, mainly for the children.
I know you need to start that about your child. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got
nephews
and stuff,
sorry,
haven't you? Yeah. You start buying the kids about August time now, don't you?
No, well, not far off. I was saying last week though, they get everything they want all the time anyway. There's not that much to. Little bits and bobs, stocking fillers. I've got all those little bits, but I ain't got anything for any like adults or anything. So
no, well, I can wait. Really. It's fine. Yeah, I can wait. It's fine.
Oh God, I do need to get you some actually. I need to think.
Yes, calendar time soon, Ree. Calendar time. Any time to lose this fabulous calendar of naked men. We will have the final reveal of who the naked man of Wolford is next week, and then certain one of them will just be randomly stuck across my wall for the rest of time. You've been watching I'm a Celebrity because obviously Shona McGarty and Martin Kemp are in it this year.
Yes, I have. I'm a bit behind, but I've watched a few episodes of it. Yes,
I think Shona's doing very well. She's
very likable.
She's lovely. She is lovely. I mean, really what a set of pipes on that girl, I tell you.
Oh yeah, she's a girl. Well, Whitney had a moment, didn't she? Don't forget.
Moment. I remember that storyline all too well. The summer of Whitney being a professional singer, yes. But she is very, very good, and she's doing very, very well in there. There seems to be, and I don't want to spoil things for you, Rick, because I know you're a few days behind. There does seem to be a bit of a romance developing between her and H, the rapper.
Oh, it's all over social media. Even if you are behind, you can't miss that. Hey, everyone's saying they need to do a duet when they come out. I agree. Be great.
I can't imagine Shona rapping, though.
No, she shouldn't have to rap. Oh, you're not into music, are you? You not heard that song he did with Musics. He did that song with Anne-Marie, didn't he? I could imagine Shona doing one like that with him and it working really well. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Personally, I think she can do better than Age myself, but that's just my opinion.
I love Age. Itself.
I know, don't get me wrong, I've looked on social media and I'm very much in the minority with it, but he just annoys me. I just find him quite obnoxious. I don't know why. It's just me.
You know why? I know why, because you're getting old. You're getting old,
yes. Rob. Can't be doing with all these young rapper types, gangster fellows. Can't be doing with that.
Gangster fellows.
Oh dear. So there we go. Right. So onto this week's EastEnders. Busy old week, actually. Quite a lot's been kicking off this week. Zoe storyline continues. Have we had a reveal of who this stalker is?
No, we haven't. Oh my God. Do you care anymore?
Well,
Sorry.
Let me tell you, the last line of the week was Zoe turns around to Kat and goes, "This is never going to stop, is it?" The whole of the viewing public went, "Tell him about it." Yeah, we know how you feel.
We know.
We can sympathise.
Yeah. We'll get to it, won't we? We'll get to the theories.
We'll get to it right away, because that's our first topic of discussion in this week's Albert Square After Dark. Right, let's kick off this week. We're talking about Zoe. So, Jean remains a top suspect after the reveal, the fake reveal, let's be real, of last week with the earring. She started wearing these earrings this week. Did you notice? I was sort of like, they do not suit her at all.
Right. And I knew you wouldn't have picked up on this, and you're probably going to go, "Oh, you're overanalyzing things,"
no,
but
not at
I don't
all.
care.
I promise I won't.
Did you notice what else Jean was wearing this week? She had a full Stacey outfit on, literally head to toe, by the way, except for the headband, literally. Yeah. She was wearing Stacey's shiny black leggings, one of her red tops, and then her earrings. Because I remember when she said, "Oh, these aren't my earrings, they're Stacey's, I've been wearing them because I miss her." And then she was head to toe in Stacey's outfit. I'm like, is there something in this? Why is she just wearing Stacey's clothes?
You think she might be having an episode?
It's odd. It wasn't a very Jean outfit. It was very much a Stacey outfit. Yeah, unless she's just decided, if you're not here, I'm going to raid your wardrobe, and it's just
which fair. She's fair. Yeah. Stacey's got some gorgeous clothes. Well, what I would say is that it would make sense for her to be doing that. I could see Jean doing that. To be fair, like if she misses Stacey that much, right, I'm just going to wear her clothes, including her earrings. I can see that. Kind of.
Yeah, It just struck me very apparently of that's a Stacey outfit and that is not something Jean would wear, but I don't
Fair
know if
enough.
there's anything in
I know
it, like you
she
said.
didn't have a pink fluffy coat on this week, did she?
No. Oh,
No.
no, she didn't this week, no. But yeah,
No.
it was very odd. Anyway, go on.
So nobody else is convinced it's Jean, which the rest of the family are sort of like, no, we know Jean. This isn't her style. Even if she was in the middle of an episode, she wouldn't be doing any of this crap. So stop
I
this
just think
nonsense,
she'd
please.
admit it if she'd
Of course
been
she would.
caught
She'd be like,
anyway,
yeah,
wouldn't
it's
she?
me. And
Yeah,
what? And what are
yeah.
you gonna do? Yeah,
I'm
she
going to
wouldn't lie
carry on
about
doing
it.
it, even though you know it's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
She would. She would. She would literally
yeah.
send photos like, you don't know who it is.
Love Jean, kiss, kiss.
Love question mark.
Yeah,
So with everybody sort of against her and sort of not believing Jean, she kind of turns to Anthony, who she well, for starters, she massively changes her tune this week. She's noticed because a few weeks ago when Anthony made a mood on her, she was like, "No, get away from me." And now this
yeah.
week, she was running up straight up to bed with him.
Yeah, well, I think she's got to know him again, though, a bit. I think it were a bit soon for him to have made a move the other week, and now they've
Yeah.
been getting a bit closer again, I guess.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
trust has built. I mean, the edit, God, they want us to think it's Anthony, don't they, after
But I
this
mean,
week?
I'm trying to work out like what else. Like, I agree with you. It doesn't feel like Anthony is responsible for everything, but at the same time, it's sort of like, well, clearly he is developing some sort of unhealthy obsession
Obsession.
with Zoe. Because the weird thing is that he's been telling Kat about the fact that she reckons that Zoe is having a mental breakdown, and yet he seems to be the one having a mental
Well,
breakdown.
and then he's jumped into bed with her, which, if
Yeah,
he genuinely believes that, then he's kind of taken advantage of her, perhaps. If
I
he
just.
genuinely believes she'd been having a mental
I don't
breakdown.
think he does believe that she's having a mental breakdown because
No,
otherwise,
I don't.
because the Anthony that we've known up to now, I don't feel like would sleep with somebody that he thinks is having a mental breakdown.
Well, number one, he's got photos of her on his
Yeah,
laptop.
what's that
Now,
about?
right, if he'd have been looking through Facebook, it wouldn't have
Yeah,
seemed that odd, would it? It'd have been like, oh, he's looking at pictures of it. But it's
no,
like the
ex
fact that he's
stalking.
downloaded them and saved
Yeah,
them to his laptop.
yeah.
But is that just because he's a bit older and he's like, oh,
Forget what she looks
right
like.
click, save image?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't realise I can just keep going on Facebook every time if I want. Is it one of those situations?
Well,
Oh, go on.
the pictures turn up at the Vic at the end of the week. So, and that presumably is from Anthony, but at the same time,
Yes.
it's sort of like, why though? Like, why? Like, we learn a bit more kind of about what was going on with Anthony
Yeah.
this week because him and Sophie are really kind of at loggerheads. There's issues with the
Yeah, about the
kids.
kids.
And Yolandi is sort of like, because Yolandi and Patrick basically catch Zoe sneaking out the house the next morning, and then Yolandi does not approve whatsoever, by the way. Yolandi is
Yeah,
quite
she really don't
outraged.
like Zoe, does she?
Quite outraged by the whole thing. Patrick's more along the lines of, well, man, can't get
I
on with it.
think I think Patrick's just a bit like, well,
What
like
are you
he's
doing
old
that
enough to
for?
make his own mind up. He's a
Yeah,
fully grown adult. I can't
yeah.
tell him what he can and can't do at the end of
Or
the
who he
day.
can and can't do, exactly.
Indeed.
I don't know. It feels like this should be the answer to it all, but at the same time, it kind
Right.
of doesn't feel like the answer at all.
So, in my opinion,
Go
if the
on.
photos are Anthony, he hasn't been doing it all along. He's
Right.
tried to make a move on Zoe. She's pushed him away. So now, maybe none of it before was him, but he sent the photos because then it means that Zoe will come back to him because he's gained that trust with her. So maybe he's going to start doing things from now so that Zoe will come to him again, if that
So
makes
what?
sense. So maybe he's not done it all before.
So what you reckon that he's sort of adapting copycat sort of techniques in order to bring Zoe closer as the person that she trusts, and then.
If the photos are him, yes.
But is he really that obsessed with her?
I mean, he seems it. Let's be honest.
He does seem it. I kind of got the vibe
Is
this
he
week.
obsessed with the past, not
But
Zoe? Do you know what I mean?
This is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it feels really unlike Anthony. Not that Anthony has ever been a character that we could like list off all of his
Yeah.
personality traits. You know, he's not
Yeah.
like a particularly sort of layered character in that
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but I would say that this like whole stalking thing doesn't seem like his sort of modus operandi.
Maybe it isn't him then.
But then what the
I
hell?
mean, the fact they wanted us to they wanted us to think it was Anthony so much this week that I don't think it is him anyway.
But they gave us like the whole photo
photos.
thing would suggest that it definitely is him, unless they are literally just trying. Like next week, somebody else will be doing loads of weird stuff.
Yeah, I think maybe, like I say, if the photos were Anthony, that's why he just thought, right, I need to send something else so that she comes running back to me, kind of thing.
Well, I think the photos were Anthony because they were the same
Yeah, the
photos
same ones
that,
we were
we
looking
saw
at.
on the laptop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So
can't, I
why else
can't.
would they put that in if they didn't want
Yeah,
us to
yeah.
know that it was him, not just
I
think?
feel like Anthony, there's something else going on that we don't know about Anthony. That maybe Zoe has mucked up something in his past, or mucked up something in his marriage, or somehow I don't know how that would work. But
Had a secret child of his.
well, there's a possibility. We'll talk
Still
about
out there,
Jasmine.
isn't it?
Well, we'll
Yeah.
talk about Jasmine in a minute because I feel like that's sort of tilted back into this direction again this week.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, it just sort of seems that like Anthony is the stalker, but it feels like nothing, like the photo thing, yeah, but it feels like nothing else that the stalker has
Yeah.
done so far works with Anthony whatsoever.
So maybe that's what it is. So there is another stalker, but Anthony's done the photos, surely.
It's all getting very complicated for no reason
Yeah.
whatsoever, though,
Or
isn't it?
maybe or maybe Anthony's the one having a psychotic episode and he has been doing it all along.
There is that possibility. I mean, I wouldn't want him as my GP.
Either way, to be fair, with how obsessive he's getting, you probably wouldn't want him to
This
be a
is the thing.
GP right
Like
now.
all of it, obsessive to this degree, just doesn't feel like Anthony whatsoever. So I feel like there must be something else going on. Like they brought Anthony back for a reason, and if you're
Yeah.
bringing a character like Anthony back, you're not bringing him back to completely and utterly change his personality, are you?
No.
So what
No.
the hell is going on?
Maybe we need to just know what's been going on more with his like wife
Yeah.
and kids, and then we might go, oh, it makes sense now.
Maybe. But then, right, so are you still sticking with, if it's not Anthony doing everything, are you still sticking with Sam?
Yeah, sure.
I
I don't really care anymore, if I'm honest, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
But
if I
like,
had to, Sam.
yeah, if you had
Yeah,
to take a guess.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's no other reason for Sam to want to need to come back. So it feels like Sam must
No.
be involved in this somewhere on the line.
Yeah, surely. And it'd make sense. She's bitter. She's in the Queen Vic.
Yeah.
Again, at one point, I did go when you said about Kat last week, but it feels like she wouldn't scare Zoe this much. But it did cross my mind after you'd said it. I'm like, could it? Would it? Would she?
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see eventually at some point soon. Hey, it's nearly Christmas. I'm sure we'll find out by then. I would hope.
And I'll tell you what they won't be getting. Any CCTV, no matter what happens,
No,
they
God,
still
no.
won't get one
God,
camera
no.
installed
God,
in
no.
that pub.
No pub in the world of soap has got CCTV installed, though, to be fair.
No,
Rovers hasn't got it. The Woolpack hasn't got it. The Dog and Pond in Hollyoake sure as hell hasn't got it. And if anything, they could do with it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
No, I know.
No,
Doesn't help the plot, does it?
It does not. If you start putting cameras up everywhere, you're cutting your plots down by about 75%.
Basically, no mystery.
There's
in
no
anything,
point.
Is
There's
there?
no point doing a soap if you haven't got
No,
CCTV.
basically.
Basically. There we are then. So we'll see where that storyline eventually trails to. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now move on to the next story. Vicki and Ross now are starting to sort of like repair their relationship, mend it. They're sort of starting to go around each other's orbit again, and Vicky, I think, is
I was just
slightly
going to say they're orbiting then.
orbiting.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
And I think that Vicky's starting to melt a little bit towards Ross again, despite the spectre of Zack hanging over her.
Well, this is it, or will she be able to resist? Because I'm not so sure.
Of course not. Why would you? How could you?
I don't know. I do like her and Ross, though. To be fair, forget Joel, which is what they'll need to do.
They kind of need to forget about Joel.
Yeah.
Although Joel's not going to make that easy with the court case sort of looming over them. I kind of think that, I mean, she's not going to be able to resist Zack for much longer. And Zack now, you can see it in his eyes. He's now got her. He's now got her in his sights, hasn't he?
He's getting jealous, isn't he?
Oh yeah. And it's like, this isn't over by any stretch of the imagination.
No. He's like, oh, come on, we were so close, just once at least before you get back with him.
The classic phrase in that scenario is, let's just do it once and get it out of our systems.
Yeah, get it out of our systems.
Get it out of our systems, and then we won't want to go near each other ever again.
Yeah.
Works all the time.
Well, I think, to be fair, I think Vicky's going to really try with Ross, and then I think she'll get to a point where she's like, it's just, I can't look past Joel. That's all I can see. I think she's going to really, really try. Then potentially she'll get with Zack while there's a bit of a crossover, even though her and Ross are taking it kind of slow.
And then Ross will find out about it, and then he'll go against Vicky, and then that'll go to shit in the courtroom, won't it?
Possibly.
He'll find out during trial week.
Yeah, maybe, which will make him act impulsively, feeling really sorry for Joel in the moment kind of thing. Because I can't imagine if he had time to dwell on it, I don't think he would, but like you say, if it happens during the trial week, yeah, I could see that.
Some nice stuff with Vicki and Chelsea this week, I thought.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
I quite like this new character. I quite like enjoy this new character of Chelsea. I hope they make her a regular. You know what I mean?
Well, she's had a bit of a switch, hasn't she, from last week, where she were going out on this date with married man, and now she's, I don't know, it felt like even that
really
were a bit
sage
of a switch.
with her man advice. Like, oh, I know these things, Vicky. Trust me. Trust me. Do you realise that Chelsea's appearances this year are in the 30s?
Yeah, I can believe that. She's hardly been in it at all.
It's not a lot. I hope this is the start of her sort of starting to appear a bit more. Because Chelsea's great. I really like Chelsea, and I want to see a lot more of her. She deserves like a massive storyline to herself.
Yeah. No, I agree. She's been missing. Go on.
Talking to Chelsea, though, there was a weird line this week. Did you pick up on this? You know exactly what I'm going to say? Yeah. When they were talking about Gray. And Chelsea turned around to Vicky and was telling her about Gray, and then she said, "Oh, and he killed his wife. Well, he may as well have done. Well, what about he may as well have done? He pushed her on top of a dishwasher and then left her to die. And you, Chelsea, recorded a confession of him saying that."
Yeah, it was weird. It was very odd that she said it like, "Well, he may as." Because then I was like, "Wait, hang on, did she just fall on the dishwasher then?" Because, is that why she's saying it?
She flew across the room. Yeah, no, he literally recorded, like, there was a recorded confession that Chelsea made where Gray told her everything, and Chelsea knows that. So there's no, he might have well have done. Like, no, he actually did, and you should know that.
Yeah, it was quite an odd line. Yeah.
Odd. Well, other than that, I really like the Vicky and Chelsea dynamic. I quite like that they're going to become quite good mates. They're both very feisty, and they're both, neither of them care less about sort of going in all guns blazing, which could be a really kind of fun pairing as friendship.
Well, I'm also thinking that they could clash a bit as well, which should be quite fun if they have their odd little disagreements and then they make up.
Yeah.
But also, Chelsea's quite close to Zack, isn't she? You know, like they've worked together and stuff. So I wondered if she'll find out about Vicky and Zack, and
I hope so.
She'll start trying to advise on that, maybe.
I do hope so, and I do really, really like Chelsea behind the bar of the of Harry's barn. By the way, I think she really works in that environment, and like she's not afraid to like kind of gob off at the customers that are misbehaving or anything like that. She works really nicely in that environment. So
do you know what?
Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say she didn't know how to use a measurer there, so she's giving away those profits. Let me tell you, I don't know how she's still blooming got a job there. She just pours them out.
You were sacked her by now.
That's about a double.
You were sacked her by now, Ree.
I saw someone doing that with whiskey bottle. Yeah. Where's your measurer or your speed pourer so that you can at least,
Maybe that's what she thinks she's doing. She's speed pouring. Like, I'll have a pint of vodka, please. Yeah. How does it work then? The whole sort of measuring thing? Is it sort of like, do you have to like learn? I've seen like people pour it into a shot glass and then that's one serving.
Yeah, so that's one. You can do it in a little measure, so a shot measure, pour it in and then pour it into the glass. Did you know that I can actually speed pour? I don't need a measure. If I've got a speed pourer on the bottle, I can do it to exactly a single or a double.
What's a speed pourer?
How do I describe that to people who are also very aware that we're... It's like a little thing that you put in the top. It's like a nozzle, if you like. Okay. A little nozzle that you put on the top of the bottle.
Right.
I'll send you a picture in a bit.
Okay.
And then you turn it upside down, but depending on... So you can get like a medium speed pourer or a fast one. So I use medium ones. If I've got a medium speed pourer, I can just turn it upside down. 1, 2, 3, single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double. Or you can feel the bubbles that come out. Anyway, there you go, yeah.
Fascinating. Yes. So there we are then.
It looks cool when you do it.
It looks cool. I bet it does. You can't do that whole sort of like chucking bottle things around.
No, can you imagine me trying? No, I can't. I'm afraid.
you and your dyspraxic arms.
Like, that's about it. Yeah, exactly.
I beg of you to try that one day. It would make me laugh a lot. Right, so there we go then. So that was basically it for this storyline this week. This sort of Ross and Vicky.
Well,
again, and
there was the little moment as well when Chelsea was round and Ross turned up with the beers and she sent him away, and then afterwards she was like, "Oh, did I overstep?" And I was like, "I'm so confused. Did she overstep? Are we supposed to think that she overstepped in that moment?"
I don't think I would have done it if I was in Chelsea's position at that moment.
No.
Because if Vicky had said that she'd invited him round, I'd been like, all right, well, that's your choice then. Do you know what I mean? I would personally have stepped in and sent him away. Especially stepped in and sent him away. I'll have your beers though, thank you very much.
I just thought it were odd that she like sent him away, then told her, and then were like, "Oh, I overstepped, didn't I?" And they were like, "Yeah, you did overstep." Is it just to show that they can be honest with each other?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a friendship thing, isn't it? It's a friendship thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
So there we go.
All
We'll
right, fine.
see what happens there. Right, on to kind of like the other small storyline of the week, and this was Kim and Howie. So Kim has basically managed to get herself cancelled this week. I must be honest. I thought all this was quite funny. I did like. I did. I thought it was quite well done. So she has obviously been having all these sponsorships and everything like that, and the whole Kimfluencer thing, which has been going on.
Ad.
How long has she been doing this Kimfluencer thing now? It feels like it's been a good few years now. She's been doing.
Yeah, too right. She's getting some sponsors then and some ads out of it.
Where are ours? Thank you, by the way.
How many followers has she actually got?
I don't know. The implication is that she's like the next GK Barry or something like that, isn't it?
In my head, she's got about 14,000.
14 followers.
No, 14,000.
That's a very specific number.
A fair bit.
Yeah, not bad.
I've just got that in my head.
Just slightly more than.
But not enough that you would consider it to be,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Elaine kind of hires her this week, basically, because Peacock's Palace, which is a hotel boutique, is going to be opening soon. And so she wants Kim to sort of do a social post about it. And so Kim doesn't let Elaine say a single word about the whole thing, that she's purely camera hogging. And then when she thinks the record is over, Howie's recording it. And then when she thinks the stream's over, she immediately then starts slacking off all her followers, calling them all sheep, and saying that whatever she says, they'll just do as they're told because they're all really brain dead and everything like that. And then realizes that the stream has picked up everything that she's just said, and now her followers all hate her. Honest to God, listeners, you should hear what Reese says about you lot when the record button's not on. Let me tell you. Honestly. She's harsh.
Thank God we don't live stream, Rob?
I know.
Would have been cancelled about 3 times
ago. Honestly, we'd have got up to about episode 3. And so basically, she loses all her sponsorship deals, and so Howie then, because obviously it's all his fault.
Now we've got no more money at all, have we?
No money coming in whatsoever. Returning to this after I feel like a good few months now, is Howie being a post delivery person. And he's basically taking parcels and then like looking on his app to see how much the parcels are worth, and then just pocketing the parcels and presumably selling it on.
Yeah, how long is he going to get away with that for?
It's Christmas. When I had a PS5 delivered, someone tried to do that to me once.
What, the delivery person?
Yeah.
How did you get it back then? Like, how did
we had like a few things arriving that day. And so because it tells you when your thing's arriving, like you guys coming down the street now, or your guys like one stop away or something. And so he came to the stop and he delivered, like I think Mum had ordered something else as well. So she took her thing, and then I was like, "You got a PlayStation as well?" It was like, and then it looked incredibly dodgy. All of a sudden, he was like, "No." I was just showing him the thing. I was just like, "Yes, you have, mate. Let's not try this game. Thank you very much." And so he sort of like begrudgingly went over his van. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah, cheers." I was like, "Yeah, thank you very much."
That is blatantly, because otherwise he would have just got it off at van straight away and brought it to you.
Yeah, soon reported.
But they can't get away with it for that long, can they? Because you'd think that they'd soon
not when there's detectives like me around, right?
But you got all these people who've been having their purse delivered or their parcels delivered by Howie. Half of them aren't receiving them. Wonder what's going on there.
Also, all of his deliveries are happening in the square where he lives. And they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, Howie, who's like my next door neighbour. He's delivering all of these." And all sorts of, weirdly, they haven't arrived, and yet I've been told that they have. So.
Do you know what gets me? They have to take photos, don't they, these days?
Yes.
Do you know the amount of times where they just take a photo of it in front of my shut front door? And it's like,
whether you're in or not.
Yeah, and then you could go, well, I'm not in, and then one of your neighbours robs it, or, someone walking up the street robs it, and then they go, oh, well, I delivered it. Oh, right, yeah, picture outside my shut door.
Have you ever had a picture been sent to your phone saying, "We've delivered your parcel," and it's not your door?
Yes, I had it. Yeah. They put it in my neighbour's blue bin. I'm like, why are you putting it in my neighbour's blue bin?
Oh no, I've had one from like 4 streets away.
Honestly,
so I wonder how he gets away with it. So presumably he's been doing this now for a number of months since we started to realise that this is kind of what his plan was. So,
has he? Because this is the thing, like you say, we've not seen him in ages. Did he go straight and he's just been doing normal deliveries, but now Kim's lost this sponsorship stuff, he's going to start robbing again or something?
Yeah, because it's not like Kim. Well, yeah, because they got the car, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then we haven't really seen anything of Howie since
then. Yeah, but the car was from Patrick's money, weren't it?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, but she got like some stuff from it, didn't she? Like
Yeah,
I think,
yeah. He
yeah,
was still he did it a
because he
couple
bought
of times.
like yeah, she
Yeah,
broke her camera, didn't she? So he got her a new
yeah.
camera.
That
That
were
was
it.
it.
Yeah,
And then we
yeah.
haven't seen anything from it since. So I wonder whether like he got the camera and was sort of like, right, I got away with that. I won't do it again
Been
now. And then
carrying it on.
yeah, and now this has happened. It's like right, better start
Mm.
doing that again in the run up to
Mm.
Christmas when everyone's sending
Ah,
all their
yeah,
gifts and everything.
yeah.
So I can't see him getting away with this for long. Basically,
No, me neither. Unless, I mean, whatever delivery company it is,
yeah.
they need to really do some more vetting before they hire if he does.
He did overhear Anthony on the phone this week when he was just
Oh
about to
yeah.
nick this jewelry, which kind of the way it was framed kind of suggested Anthony didn't see him listening, but it kind of
Mm,
suggested to me that there is going to be some sort of Howie v Anthony thing starting to appear
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how any of this is going to play out in terms of Anthony's apparent obsession with Zoe and then,
Mm.
Howie
Well,
being a thief, but
maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's going to find out the truth about Howie having the money from Patrick,
yeah,
and then he's going to find out that actually Anthony's sent those photos and the card to Zoe, maybe. And then it's
maybe.
just going to be a case of they both have info on each other and then,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
hold it against
maybe.
one another.
Is this the end of the Kinfluencer?
No, of course it's
Do you reckon
not.
she's
She'll
a bit.
bounce right back.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just sort of thinking, I loved her apology, I have to say.
Genius.
Really liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, like the whole Kimfluencer thing mostly irritates me because I find Kim quite
Yeah.
annoying when she's in Kimfluencer mode.
Hmm.
But I thought all of this was quite funny this week. I did enjoy it. It was like nice to
I
have
don't
scenes
I
where
don't
Kim
mind
was
her
really funny again.
influencing.
Yeah, it's moments
Maybe
where
it's the
like
term
she'll
influencing as well. Like maybe if they just called it something
yeah.
else, it wouldn't
Yeah, because
feel as
like
bad.
if
Yeah.
you heard somebody called the Kimfluencer on, like you would be like, I'm not
Yeah.
following you. You sound ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's moments when Kim is like sort of like being a massive gossip and like sort of streaming fights and stuff in the square and doing all of that kind of thing. And it's sort of
Ah,
like
I've got you. Yeah.
like no TikToker on Earth acts like that, do they?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
seen some things on my For You page a couple of times,
yeah, I
but
mean,
no, not consistent. I know what you mean. There's a
yeah,
time and a place, isn't there?
yeah,
And do people who are actually trying to be an influencer in inverted
yeah.
commas
It feels like
go
in a
out and
world
do that?
where, yeah, it feels like in a world where sort of mental health is really being paid attention to. Some of the stuff that Kim gets up to in films, I feel like she wouldn't have. A lot of her followers would be like, "What are you doing, love? That's really
And
out of
considering
order."
her own history
Yeah,
with the mental
exactly.
health as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. But no, I didn't mind this. I found it
yeah.
all quite funny actually and quite believable
Yeah,
as
and I
well,
thought that
which was great.
Elaine and Kim bounced off each other quite well as well. I thought that was really like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can't help it. Every single time that we get a like Elaine name getting her name wrong, it's Elaine.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it shouldn't, but maybe I'm just really easily amused. But it just makes me laugh every single
No, I
time.
agree. I
I
still
love
find
it.
it funny. Yeah, I still
It's
find it funny.
it's
Yeah.
such a ridiculous running gag, and Kim's
Yeah.
inability to get anybody's name right makes zero sense in considering, but it just makes me
But
laugh.
it's a bit like the By Felicia, isn't it? It's a bit like that. Like it's like quite on brand for Kim. So like By Felicia, the idea is it's like By Felicia or whatever your name is because you're
Just not
so
paying attention
unimportant to
enough.
me.
Just not pay, yeah,
Yeah,
just not paying
because
attention enough.
the world revolves around me almost. It's a bit like that for Kim, isn't it? Like, I don't need to learn your name, but
Yeah,
Janice,
I get,
Janice, whatever
I
it
could,
is with the
yeah,
D. And,
I could all just
yeah,
about understand the Lorraine Elaine thing. I could
yeah, yeah,
understand, but when
yeah.
she was calling Janine Janice, it's sort of like they're nothing alike. And Janine
Well, you
is
can
an
kind of see it is a little bit, isn't it?
yeah, but it's the fact that Janine is an infamous enough name around that
Yeah,
square. Like she's
yeah,
caused enough drama around that square.
yeah.
Like I don't feel like you would get Janine's name wrong.
But also, they were like quite good friends, weren't they?
Yeah,
As
exactly.
well,
She
which
still didn't
made
bother
it.
to learn her name.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Then it's funny. Right. Just before we get to arguably, I'd say the biggest storyline of the week, let's have a bit of a discussion. Big reveals here about Jasmine. So, has Jasmine's sort of motives been revealed this week? Is she a forgery? What do you reckon? I don't think she is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But then why was she so bothered about Cindy all this time? Because there's no denying that. Do you think she just loved the drama?
Yeah.
And
I
just,
actually got the idea this week that she couldn't care less about Cindy and that she's doing something else, which kind of made me lean towards is she interested more in Zoe?
interested. Now, I wouldn't be surprised because it's almost been too obvious that she's been bothered about
Yeah,
Cindy.
yeah.
But then, like, why has she, like I say, is it just because she just wanted to know all goss on Cindy then? She
I,
just wanted the tea.
I I mean,
on a
to be
boss
fair,
kind of
if
thing.
you met a boss like Cindy, who was apparently faked her own death and like lived a separate life somewhere else for years and years, and had like caused no end of drama in the place that you're now living, you'd kind of be kind of like, go on, tell us the goss.
Intrigued.
Like, what have you been
Yeah.
doing? Like, tell us all the drama. Spill the tea.
True.
So yeah, some really interesting stuff with this week. Obviously Cindy, we had Cindy back in petrified mode again.
Of course, yeah. Bless her. She don't catch a break, does
Doesn't
she, our
catch a break.
Cindy?
No, she's always got. I love the fact that when she fell down those stairs, the first thing Anna said when she'd heard that Cindy had been attacked, what again? Has she been attacked again? What are you talking about? Cindy
How
coming
many
that long?
times?
Honestly. So yeah, this all kind of plays out because Jasmine's documentation arrives, and she basically not her NHS number, her national insurance number
Yeah.
hasn't really kind of computed.
It doesn't match her
work.
name.
Doesn't match her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also revealed that she isn't faking her name this week. So why would that happen?
Well, maybe she's faked her surname, or she's given the wrong. So she's faked her surname, so maybe it is.
She's not a
Maybe it's
Fisher.
Slater. Maybe it's
Maybe it's Mitchell. Maybe
Yeah.
she's Freddie Roxy's daughter.
Yeah, what, both of them?
Both of them. Both of them. So what happens is, because Lauren discovers the keys that she nicked off Anthony last week.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought that Lauren kind of, I mean, I get, obviously, she needed to overreact to the situation, but I do think she slightly overreacted at the moment where, because Jasmine, all Jasmine turned around and said was, I found him in the street. To anybody else, I think at that moment you'd go, all right, fair play. But the Lauren didn't believe a word she said for no reason whatsoever, I kind of thought.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Maybe it's because Lauren had already got because enough people had been saying they were suspicious of Jasmine that she went.
She'd only just said that Jasmine could move in. She was like, "Oh yeah, I like you. Yeah, you're good for Oscar."
Yeah, I know. Or she just didn't believe her. She was just like, that sounds like a lie.
Yeah, but that is also the same excuse she uses to Anthony later on in the week when she returns the keys to him.
Well, yeah, true, but
There you go.
Lauren didn't actually do it, did she? In fairness, she did genuinely just find the keys.
Yeah, she did genuinely just find them. Yeah. So she confronts Jasmine with this, and then she basically discovers that Jasmine is a wrong'un. So her and Cindy, who's now out of, basically team up and go to meet Jasmine's mum. They find Jasmine's mum, and it turns out that Jasmine has got a bit of a dark side.
Apparently, which I thought, by the way, all of this was quite odd for a mum to be saying about a daughter that's so young. I thought it were a bit harsh, almost.
Well, we don't know what she's been up to.
Well, we don't, but then a part of me questioned her mum as well. And I don't know, it just seems odd that you just wash your hands of your 19-year-old daughter and pretty much tell some strangers that she's evil.
For what we know is that her ex-husband is the dodgy one. And
apparently,
maybe Jasmine's got herself all mixed up with whatever's going on there. It certainly seems that if this has got anything to do with the Fords, and considering the amount of attention that was paid to the Fords this week, kind of makes me think that it isn't anything to do with the Fords whatsoever. Mary certainly couldn't care less.
I know, until she got attacked, and she's like, maybe I should have listened to you, actually.
Attention. Yeah. Cindy does end up getting attacked this week because she confronts Jasmine. And Jasmine basically pushes her away. They're at the top of the Albert stairs.
Which were fair enough, I thought, in that situation. Yeah, she was Cindy were really coming at her.
This is what I mean. And I sort of, it wasn't an attack, was it? Like, it was framed like it was an attack, but it was like self-defense. It was like, can you get away from me? And then she did quite a spectacular roly-poly down the stairs.
I do think Cindy needs to stay away from these like metal staircases at night, doesn't she?
Yeah. Just remain on level ground for the rest of your life, Cindy, love.
When you're having an argument with somebody, stay on level ground.
Never go near stairs when you're having an argument. Yes. And so she ends up in hospital again. And Jasmine is sort of on the run after that. Oscar kind of gets persuaded that, maybe Jasmine isn't everything that she says she is. And he kind of says, you know what, maybe I kind of need to sort of let you go. And he's really heartbroken about it. I did feel sorry for Oscar this week. He's a good egg deep down, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But I feel like Jasmine's been quite genuine with Oscar though as well. I don't feel like she has been using him that much.
Yeah, no. Up to this week, I wasn't sure whether Jasmine even gave that much of a toss about him. But actually, it does seem this week that she's really quite fond of him. So
yeah, I think she is as well. Even if she had initially been, it transpires, she was after Cindy and she used Oscar because she knew he were close to her. I still think that you could say that she just developed feelings along the way anyway. I feel like she's quite genuine towards Oscar.
Yeah, so do I. And so then Jasmine basically makes a run for it, and it's the last we see of her of the week until she briefly goes and visits Cindy in hospital. Now, that's the way she was framed looked really sinister in the doorway, didn't it? Yeah. But I do sort of wonder whether that was just her sort of like going, yeah, you're the reason, I'm the reason you're in here. Are you all right? Are you alive? Right,
Yeah, going
fine.
to check
And
on her.
then,
Yeah, yeah.
and then leaving. And Cindy
Well,
was
that
sort of like in and out of
yeah.
consciousness and sort of saw her, but isn't sure that she saw her.
But that is why she went really to visit her, because she didn't do anything untoward while she was there.
No,
So
she's
it
not
does
like
look
she
like
went
she
towards
did
her with
just
a,
go to check. Yeah.
yeah, she didn't go
So
towards her
she
with
just
a
went to
pillow or
check.
anything. Yeah. So I don't think she has anything to do with Cindy now. I'm kind of, I don't think she is.
I still think that she is. But maybe it's not as sinister as we're being led to believe. Like I said, maybe Cindy had an affair with a dad or something
I
like
mean,
that,
probably.
or
I don't
maybe it is
know.
the Ford related, because she did say that she's got a dodgy family when she first
She
came to
did,
join.
but it's just like she got confronted with enough stuff this week for her to at least sort of say something or react
Yeah,
in a way that would suggest that she knew what anybody was actually talking about.
yeah,
And she just
true. Because she
didn't,
was like Fords, what?
yeah, she
Yeah.
just didn't seem to have a clue. So there is a part of me that sort of thinks that we've just been led up the garden path thinking that she was about Cindy. I think what they've actually done here is sort of made us realize that, okay, so this girl that fits the description of everything we kind of know about Zoe's daughter has come in. Obviously, it's going to be really obvious that she's Zoe's daughter because we've just informed the
Right.
audience that she
Yeah.
exists. Then she's
Yeah.
come in, so they're going to instantly be watching any new arrival like a hawk. So now what we're going to do is to make her think that it's actually something to do with another character altogether. And now they're turning that on its head again, and it will turn out to be she's Zoe's daughter.
So they've triple bluffed us all along,
Yeah,
essentially.
I
Yeah,
think
no, I
so.
could also see that as well. In which case, we'd assume it's Anthony's kid, due to her like due to the fact that she's,
I mean, and then what? The pictures are
because Anthony
been
somehow knows all of this.
have been sent to Jasmine. Like this
Oh,
is
you
what your
think
mum
Jasmine's behind all the stalking as well, then?
maybe. And like Anthony's
Possibly.
been sending her pictures to say this is what she looks like. This is what your mum looks like. And we
But would
just don't
Anthony and
know.
Jasmine know that? But then she was trying to kind of get to know Anthony. We were led to believe that would just to take his keys. But
No,
could
I
it have
mean,
been a bit of a...
but then what the hell was the whole breaking into the GP surgery thing all about? What was she
Well,
looking
we don't
for?
know whose records she was looking at, do we? Because she went on
No,
to look at someone's records. Maybe it was Zoe's to go, oh yeah, that is my date of birth. Oh, that's the
maybe,
hospital I was born in. But
maybe.
then Zoe didn't have a record of it, did she? Because she didn't give a
No,
name.
no.
But she might have something else on there that she wanted to look at or something.
But then would she have been registered to the Walford GP surgery yet?
Oh well, that's a whole other.
That's a technicality, isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
technical. This is just basically as soon as you
Come
step
on.
off the tube station in Walford, your records are there. Like it's basically
Yes, everything. You're
yeah,
registered. Yeah.
everything, your PIN number, everything like
Yeah.
that, your fingerprints, everything, your criminal record, everything is just in a computer
You'll have a
somewhere.
password waiting for you at top drawer of your desk as well,
Yeah,
whether you want it or
absolutely.
not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you won't know what the password's for, but keep it there. It'll come in useful at some point.
Yeah.
There we go then. So, I mean, I've got to be honest. The whole Jasmine thing is intriguing me. I was enjoying the Jasmine stuff this week.
Yes.
It felt like the start of something quite sort of big.
I want to know now with Jasmine,
Yeah, so
but
do
it
I.
still doesn't feel
And I think they paced
like
the
it's
Jasmine
too
stuff
slow
quite
either.
well.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like it's paced quite well.
yeah,
I'm still interested enough
yeah,
that I'm not getting fed up with it like the
yeah.
Zoe storyline. I'm
Exactly.
sorry to say.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
if
yeah.
you are enjoying the Zoe storyline, but for me, the
Whatever you
pacing of
are.
it is
Yeah,
it's just dragging. Whereas
yeah,
this, we're getting enough little things. It's like a nice little mystery for us to have, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And I don't mind that we still don't know enough about Jack, because I feel like we
And
do
then
know enough about her, but we still
yeah.
don't know the full
And then if
story.
it turns out to be Zoe that she's after, it sort of answers a lot of questions in
Yeah.
quite a quick succession, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Which you can do quite cheerfully in the whole breadth of a single Christmas Day episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've
But
solved it,
where's the
Ray. We've
sun?
solved.
That's
But
the
where's the
next.
sun? Who
That's
is
the
the
next
sun?
one.
Who is the sun? We shall
Mm.
see. Right, let's move on to arguably the biggest storyline of the week, and this was Lauren getting scammed. So, on to the final storyline of the week, and this was Lauren. It's the BBC Scam Week again. We had Jean getting scammed last year.
Of course it is. I heard this on
Yes.
radio the other day. I should have known.
Is this going to be an
right.
annual thing? Like every time the BBC Scam Week comes around, a character on EastEnders is going to get scammed.
Well, sure. Why wouldn't you tie
Seems
it
that
in if
way.
you can? Why do they have a scam week anyway? Why
Oh, I
BBC
don't know.
decided to
It'll be a
run scam
panorama
week?
watchdog thing. Is watchdog still going? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, there's that thing where Amanda Holden's done something, hasn't she? Some show
Been
about it all.
scamming people. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Scamanda
Wouldn't be
Holden,
after.
I've seen people
Scamanda
say.
Holden. Right. So Interesting things being raised this week, Ree. I want to ask you something a little bit sensitive and see what you think of this scenario. So, your beautiful daughter, she is born and she
I knew
has
you were going to
lost.
say this.
Yeah, she's lost all her, and she's blind. Are
I know.
you like feeling guilty about the fact that you know somebody could offer you some sort of treatment for it, and you could potentially have that cured or at least made better in some way? And
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you feeling bad about the fact that she would later on in life think, well, wasn't I perfect as I was?
It would, yeah. I understand the thinking in it and all of the
That
arguments that they
must,
had about it
yeah,
all this
that
week.
must be a parent thing because I didn't. I could understand completely what you're saying, and I figured it
Yeah,
must be a parent thing to
yeah.
sort of have that in their brains as to
Oh,
something their child
it's
might think later on in life. But
at the best of times, you're constantly thinking, oh, when they grow older, will they think, oh, did I do this right? Did I fail them
yeah,
because I let them do this or whatever? So then it is one of those, isn't it? I can't comment wholeheartedly because I don't have a child with a disability. But if you did have a child with a disability, I understand the logic of I don't want them to feel like I was saying that there was something wrong with them that they needed fixing, and I would rather embrace their disability rather than treat it as something that they, in inverted commas, shouldn't have. So I
yeah.
actually do understand that as well, especially as well. I think maybe the point as well is more the fact that it's like an experimental thing. And then if it didn't work, then the kid grows up and goes, well, I'm fine. I'm fine the way that I am. I'm happy with how I am. So you didn't need to do that. Were you trying to fix something that didn't need fixing? Maybe that's what they're trying to think would
Yeah, see, it's
maybe Jimmy
interesting because
think down
I
the line.
it's interesting because I would be of the opinion of like so you helped me, you made things
You
better
tried to
for me.
help.
Yeah, like I
Mm,
get it because you've got to frame it in a way that there is nothing wrong with him per se, but at the same
yeah.
time it's sort of like I just thought it was an interesting sort of mindset where I was sort of like I'm assuming that must be a parent thing that sort of would plague your mind at that point with that
I
because
think I think as well in this particular instance, you've got Peter who has fully accepted and is embracing Jimmy's
yeah
disability. And then you've got Lauren who you have mum guilt at the best of times, let
yeah
alone the fact that she was more than likely the cause of his
mm,
blindness. So
apparently
she's
not, but
got
at the same
her
time it feels likely.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, sorry, apparently. Yeah, but she'll still harbour that mum guilt. So
yeah,
in
yeah,
her
yeah.
mind, she's trying to do everything that she deems that she can for her
Yeah, because she
child.
100% hasn't forgiven herself for everything that she
No.
apparently put her baby through while she
Yeah,
was pregnant. Sure.
exactly. Yeah. So I think there's a bit of that as well with Lauren. So she's got
Yeah.
that added. Plus, then you've got, these people calling you up saying, I can cure this, this ailment that you try, not ailment, but you know what I mean, the
This is
disability.
this is an algorithm thing, right? Like this is one of
Well,
these
yeah, you'd
things.
think,
This
how
is one of
else have
those
they got
things.
targeted?
Yeah, this is one of these
Yeah,
things where you realise your phones are listening to you because obviously they must talk
everything.
about Jimmy's blindness quite a lot, so the phone has taken that and sent it
Or
out into
just
the ether.
Googling, like, tips on how to develop this skill with a child
Yeah,
with impaired
yeah.
eyesight. Oh, you've got a child with impaired eyesight. Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding, ding.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I get it, and I can understand. The thing is, I think it must be the motherly guilt that kind of
Mm.
would push somebody like Lauren to be in this situation, because on the face of it, you wouldn't think that Lauren would be the sort of person to be scammed by something like this. But
Yeah. I think with this, the key thing in it is that she had the additional pressure of him saying, if you don't give us the money by the end of the day, you're gonna
yeah,
go on a wait list for 2 years.
which in itself is kind of
Red flag,
suspicious.
red flag,
Yeah,
red flag.
massively,
Yeah.
like massively.
Mhm.
And the fact that it costs 3.5 grand, which coincidentally is exactly the same amount as the charity for these bloody pub quizzes has brought to them.
I mean,
Exactly
if
the
two
same
plus
amount.
two equals four, why wouldn't you, eh,
Oh, that'd
Lauren?
be funny. They've raised 3.5 grand
I
from
thought
pub
that.
quizzes.
In
Pub quizzes,
it.
three and a half
They
grand.
were pushing everyone to keep putting in that bucket, but yeah. How many pub quizzes did they do?
Oh,
Three.
to the point where apparently there's a league. This was the final.
They did a few though, didn't they, to be
Oh,
fair? But
more
yeah,
than a
three and a
few.
half grand from people on Albert
There's not
Square.
many times, Rihanna, when I will watch something on TV
Yes,
and they will
Robert.
say, "This is the final," and I will say the words, "Thank Christ for that," out loud. I mean, even
I'm
Jimmy,
not
it
minding
was too
it.
much. It was too much for poor Jimmy. He was like, "No, screw this. I'm offing myself." Immediately reached for a
Did you
knife
not
and tried to
think?
off
Did you not?
himself.
Did you not think it were a bit inappropriate that a kid that age was sat in a pub full of everyone getting drunk at night time?
I don't think they were
Anyway,
getting
let
drunk. They were
alone he's
playing
sat next to some big
they were
steak
playing
knife.
a very intense. I mean, why is there a steak knife in the Vic? I mean, I know Zack works there now, and he's probably raised the quality of the Vic menu up quite a bit, but not to the point where they're serving filet mignon.
Oh
I
wow, should
mean,
have
oh
filet
I,
mignon. Oh
oh
wow,
yeah. How'd you have your
peppercorn
steak?
sauce.
How'd you have your steak?
I'm a medium. I can't go medium
Are
rare. I'm
you? See,
medium. Yeah,
I'm not a big steak eater, right? This is completely
yeah.
irrelevant. I am not a big
Go
steak eater. I've sort of starting to try and maybe experiment into the world of steaks recently, and I'm
after
maybe
being
venturing.
to your
Yeah,
Michelin place. Yeah, yeah.
yes, absolutely. And I'm sort of veering towards medium rare at this point, I think.
Yeah, see, for me, if medium's done right, it should be a little bit pink anyway.
Yeah,
But I don't like it too pink. And a lot of
yeah,
places, if you're doing medium rare, it is too pink for
yeah.
me. But really, I'd like what some places would probably do as medium rare. Does that make sense?
It
Depends
does.
on where you're going.
Indeed, Rihanna.
So if in doubt, I go medium.
Fair enough. There we are then. Right, so
We digress, not like us.
no, she takes this charity money, and I mean you can see it coming a mile off, can't you? Like
Yeah,
it's of course you can. Like so, this scammer is basically she does everything
Dr. Adamson.
completely in the wrong order here, right? So she's first of all
Yes,
she
yes,
sends
she
the
does.
money and then tries to ring the person. Like you would ring the person first and then send the money, Reese. And then later on, after she's fairly sure that she's been scammed, she then goes to Anthony and goes, "Hey, we've heard of a Dr. Adamson. This is like,
Right.
doing this
I didn't
blindness
do that
thing."
before when she's
Anthony's
like,
yeah, and
yeah,
Anthony's like, "That's not a thing
yeah,
at
replacing an
all.
eye retina.
No one does that. We're not in Hogwarts. That's not a thing." So
And then she starts trying to Google stuff as well. It's like, did you do
yeah,
this just before you like
yeah,
handed
refreshing the
over that
page as
money?
though the fifth time it will
Yeah.
suddenly appear in front of her. like, mm. um, yeah. So she's been scammed, and this Dr. Adamson bloke scammer person now has 3.5 of her grand of the charity's money, and she ain't getting that back.
Mm.
So I mean, I get it. She would feel absolutely awful. I'm not quite sure
Mhm.
whether it would result with you throwing up in the nearest sink. That was a bit
Oh, then
melodramatic.
she threw up and she didn't like. I'm
And
not
clean it
being
up.
funny. Sorry to be, yeah, but like also like wipe your nose a little bit or your
Yeah.
mouth because like
Streaming,
she
yeah.
was just like sick, not a spot on it. Oh yeah, I'm fine, Pete.
Peter
What you
didn't
about? Just
Peter didn't
vomited in
comment
the
at all that
sink.
she just vomited in the
Yeah.
sink.
You're like, you're all right. Yeah, you sure? Anyway, Christmas
Yeah.
market. Should I
Yeah.
take?
Yeah. Didn't say I'll
Yeah.
clean that up before you go. Like that'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
great,
Where's
thanks.
bleach?
Yeah, exactly. And she goes to Ian. I feel like Ian's gonna sort this out, isn't he? Because
Yeah,
like he sort of left him was like I must. Like, didn't tell her that that's what he was doing. He literally just
yeah,
stood up and went, "I must need my ab examining," and then just walked out
yeah.
of the room and just left the
Mhm.
house without
Yeah.
saying a single word. Um, I get that she must feel bad about this, and I do think, to be fair, it is important to sort of remind us, especially in the world of AI, that
Mhm.
scams are very easy and could happen to anybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think,
I
do
feel
you
like
know what it
you
is?
can't even trust reviews these days. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, I agree with that. I agree that you can't trust reviews either. And I think as well, in Lauren's mind, she's probably just thinking, no one's gonna, there's no sicko out there who's gonna scam you over
oh, there's a
something like this to
sicko
do
for
with a
everything.
child's health.
No, there is a
You know what I
sicko
mean?
for
Because it is,
everything.
that is, it's an incredibly low thing to scam somebody over,
Yeah,
isn't
of
it?
course it is. Of course
Like,
it is. Yeah, and it's so weird that like the world of algorithms and everything, you can that this can happen. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Like, what has happened to technology that's allowed this to get to this stage where it's really easy for some sicko to go to somehow find her who has a
mhm.
child who is blind and saying, "Oh yeah, I can fix that. Just send me 3.5 grand and he will see it. He will be cured." Do you know what I mean? Like, that's madness.
And like you said, with the world of AI, was that because she did actually speak to somebody on the phone, didn't she? And there was the man on the phone who was like describing to her what it all is. That would probably just AI, wouldn't it? That would
It could
probably
have
be an
been
AI
AI, or
voice,
it could have just been
a person.
some
Yeah.
bloke in his 40s, like doing his ironing, like, oh yeah, no, I'll cure her, and they're like reading technical
Mm.
terms off because Lauren's not going to know, is she? All he needs to do is like read a list of like words that sound medical and put them in the right order, and
But
she'll
this
think
is
that he knows what he's
it.
on about.
She wouldn't know. So then you go Googling it before you want money over there,
Oh yeah,
wouldn't you?
you
But like,
definitely
is this a
do.
thing?
Yeah,
Like, ask
yeah,
AI yourself.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You can just download
Mind you,
ChatGPT and ask him.
could scam that.
I mean,
Could be
this is the
like,
thing. Like, we're not ready for it. This is the thing. AI is
no, we're
building. I
not.
mean, I don't think AI was really mentioned at all this week, but it's sort of like it feels quite possible that the rise of scams is going to come across with AI, and that's going to be next year's scam, by the way, in EastEnders. It'll be something to do
AI.
with AI. Yeah, it will
Yeah,
do.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
and too right, it should be actually. To be fair,
Mm.
because it's just the world's going crazy with this sort of thing right now. But yeah, Lauren should have done a lot more research before she sent 3.5 grand over. I think that's pretty clear.
Yes,
Lesson
definitely.
learnt, Lauren, is it? Yeah, do we
Well,
think?
let's hope so.
You'd
She
hope so.
mentioned Jay had called her asking her to go and work at the car lot. I'm wondering if we're going to find something a bit more out about how they're going to write Jay out
I
soon,
mean,
by the
I
way.
feel like Jay is sort of, yeah, I know. I thought that this week, and I was sort of like,
Mm,
it feels like Jay's just going to be one of these faceless guys. The thing is about Jay is that he wasn't a huge character. It's not like we've missed him, is it? Really?
no, true.
You
He's
have.
not really had anything that major since Lola, has he,
No,
really?
exactly. So he's not. He
I
fortunately for the
missed him, yeah.
show, yeah.
Just clicked what you said then.
Fortunately for the show, he wasn't a difficult character to sort of just
Mm.
make disappear, and it will be quite easy in one line to say, "Oh, Jay's not coming back," and then
It would, but then you've got to think about Lexi as well, because actually
yeah.
he made quite a commitment, so they've got to write that all of that in
Oh,
somehow.
it will literally be as easy as like Johnny and Callum having a conversation one day and saying, "Oh, well, Johnny's not coming. Jay's not coming back. Well, thank God you and Lexi are getting on marvelously again. Let's just do it that way, shall we?" And
Yeah,
then
she
that'll
can
be
go
the
and
end of
visit
it.
him
Yeah, that'll
in
be it.
wherever he's gone,
Yeah,
Manchester or
whenever Lexi
whatever.
needs a break, she can go and see Jay. It'll be fine.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So, how's this scamming thing going to play out next week? I think Ian's just going to solve. It's going to just lend her the money, and then that'll be that, won't
Yeah.
it?
Ian will give it money, she'll give it to the charity, and then they'll have this little thing where he's got a secret over her, then she'll do something to piss
Well,
him off one day.
I don't know if Ian will do that necessarily. I think it's
Mm,
more. I don't know. I don't think because I thought that Ian actually was really supportive this week. In the
so
end,
did I. So did I, but it's also Ian, isn't it? And him and Lauren are just so up and down that I can imagine if something happened down the line that he didn't like, he might
Mm.
hold it over her and go, oh, and just blurt it out to Peter one day, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
Well, you
Peter's
think
just
he's
gonna.
not going to, and it's just going to be
No,
a secret
no, I don't
forever.
think it'll be a secret. I think Peter will find out next week, and because they need to sort of
Oh,
just tie up this whole thing that they
yeah.
sort of created with thinking that there was something wrong with Jimmy, and
Yeah.
that sort of interplay between them that needs to be
Mm.
ironed out, and then we'll never hear of it again. I would imagine.
Yeah, like you say, if it were just for BBC Scam Week as
Yeah.
well, perhaps.
But it was an interesting little story this week. I thought that
Yeah,
actually, yeah, you could sort of roll your eyes of like, oh, it's scam week again, is it? But at the same time, like I say, scams are becoming more and more difficult to sort of see through these days. So I
yeah.
feel like the more awareness around what they are actually capable of
Hmm.
doing and how little attention or
Yeah,
credence you should give to anything that sounds like this is a good idea.
yeah. And interesting showing Lauren, who's like, a bit of a younger character on the square, who you'd think
Yeah,
might be a bit more savvy to this kind of
yeah,
thing,
because it made
fell
sense with
victim.
Gene. You could see someone like
Yeah,
Gene falling
yeah,
for a scam,
yeah,
totally. So it was interesting to sort of put Lauren into that sort of mode.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I didn't mind it this week. I
Mhm.
thought it was well done for what it was. Yeah, fair play.
Yes.
Gold star this week, Ree.
Well, funnily enough, even
Mm,
though I've kind of just said the opposite, I think I am going to give it to Ian because I think he helped Lauren out actually, and
yeah,
I think he is going to get her out of this pickle and give her the money to give to the charity. So, and I think he could have gone in and been very like, I told you so, but
mm,
he were actually quite understanding and supportive
yeah,
and could see she was just doing what she thought was right in the moment. So, Ian,
yeah, fair play. Jasmine, I think for me.
yeah, Jasmine's
Yeah,
going to
I'm
be the
intrigued by
pick
Jasmine.
for you.
She
Yeah.
does. I'm intrigued to see where it goes with
Hmm.
her. So there we go then. Ian and Jasmine for the gold stars this week. Let us know who your gold stars are going to, and let's finish the podcast as usual with some comments from you.
We've got a comment here from Marion McSaveny who says, could Jasmine be Paul's daughter and nothing to do with the Fords? That's why she stole Anthony's keys.
Well,
Interesting.
possibly. I mean, wasn't there something about Paul having a kid that he like abandoned
Yes.
or something just before he left?
In 2003, Rob,
Yes, Rihanna.
Paul Truman, if you can put your mind back that far,
Yes,
had a
I
baby
wasn't
appear on
born,
his
but
doorstep that was the result of him having a one night stand. And he named it Eleanor. He
mm,
struggled as a single parent. And then the one night stand came back, who was called Amy,
mm.
and took the daughter away. And we've not seen or heard from Eleanor slash Amber, was her other name, since.
Could that daughter have been sent off somewhere else in the meantime and been called Jasmine? by the
Well,
new
this is
adoptive
it, isn't it?
parents.
Could there have been other, yeah, could there have been other issues with this Amy parent and then she's ended up going to somebody else? But so if you do the maths, this daughter of Paul's would be 22 if they were born in 2003.
I know that's a bit old for Jasmine, isn't it?
Do you think Jasmine, because we don't actually know how old she is, but
No.
like she'd be a bit old for Oscar, don't you think? If she
Yeah,
was 22.
yeah, because Oscar's only 17, isn't he? So,
Yeah,
well,
considering
22.
he's 17, that's
Mind
a
you.
bit of an age gap. Yeah, but at that age, that's quite a big
Yeah,
difference, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
17 and 22.
I mean, it's possible. It is possible. And the idea that this, because presumably anybody that Paul went and had a one night stand with might
Hmm.
not have come from, the best environment. So you can sort of
Background,
imagine,
potentially, yeah.
yeah, and you can sort of imagine a kid being sent away somewhere else, falling into other dodgy parents' hands. And if Jasmine's apparent dad is dodgy, there's a way
Mm.
they could get there with it, I suppose, isn't there?
Yeah, and it could explain why she did have a slight interest in Anthony at one point when she was trying to get the keys.
I'm also sort of reminded of that phone call that Anthony had in the cafe a few weeks back, where something dodgy was going on with him there. Like there was some secret that he was hiding. Do you remember that?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember that?
yeah.
Like something
Yeah,
there, and we kind of theorized. Oh, is that Paul? Is Paul still alive? I have got it into.
yeah.
I am sort of leaning towards Paul might be alive. I'm not going to lie to you.
And it could be then, and then this would fit with that, wouldn't it? That it was that
Time will
Jasmine is
tell.
Paul's son,
Time
perhaps.
will tell. Virginia Williamson has said Anthony could be rebounding from his wife. He's obviously not stable. All I was thinking when watching was Anthony, listen to your father and stepmother. His parents have sense. Zoe is unstable as well. One therapist from Arizona says half of a doo-doo sandwich and another half of a doo-doo sandwich makes a whole doo-doo sandwich. That couldn't be more true. Also, hopefully, Zoe was never his patient. If so, there is a major boundary violation. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Walford isn't the place to be complaining about major boundary violations.
Yeah, I don't think they've
They're
got many.
always crossing boundaries in Walford. It's one of the things that they do.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
there is, yeah, something is going on with this ex-wife of Anthony's, isn't it?
Yeah, more than meets the eye with it all.
I am,
Maybe he had an affair. I don't know.
I am struggling with the idea that Anthony is suddenly this mustache-twiddling villain who is stalking Zoe obsessively. There's something else going on.
Yeah, there's got to be. But then, like you say, with the photos that he had on his laptop, like why did he just? But he only had
Yeah,
three. In fairness, he only had three pictures on his laptop. Did he? Is that relevant,
well,
or
three that
no?
we
He just got
saw,
more afterwards.
three that we saw, and those
Mm,
three that we saw were clearly the same photos that Zoe got at the end of the week. So
mm.
I don't know. I don't know. There's something.
Like I say, I think maybe he wasn't doing all the other stuff, and then he's just sent these photos because he's realised that this is a way of him staying closer to her,
Mm.
and she's the only person he trusts and all that. That's what
But
I
are
think,
we are
anyway.
we leaning towards Jasmine, going towards the Zoe stuff now? Then I think.
I'm really not sure. I'm
Yeah.
actually not sure. Simon Paris says, I have a theory that the appearance of Jasmine's mother this week, played by an actress who looked so similar to Jasmine, was a trick to remove suspicion from Zoe being Jasmine's mother. I believe Jasmine is Zoe's stalker and was looking up Zoe on the medical centre computer. The only part I cannot explain is why Jasmine came and looked at Cindy in the hospital at the end of this episode.
See, I think that is more to do with I'm the reason you're in here, and I hope you're all right. See you later.
Yeah, I think that.
It could be explained that way. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
I feel like because of the fact that everybody immediately went to the idea of it being the Folds this week, and Cindy even went to the trouble of ringing Mary, I feel
mm.
like means that it's nothing to do with that. And I really got the vibe this week that actually she's got nothing to do with Cindy whatsoever.
And that she's just like say been loving up, getting all the goss on a new boss with
Yeah,
Cindy.
which I think you
I do.
would.
I know what you mean because if you're going to go down the Fords thing like they have this week, then surely now would be the time for you to just tie it up and go, yeah, she is
Yeah,
part of the Fords because they've all figured it out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now maybe, yeah, maybe then maybe it is Zoe. After all that, when she first came on, wow, she'll have nothing to do with Zoe. That's too
I
obvious. Come
mean,
on.
as much as the Zoe storyline's doing our head in at the minute, I do.
Mm,
If it does turn out that she's to do with Zoe, I will say
mm.
fair play. Like the triple bluff you did
Yeah, the
there
triple
was
bluff.
very
Yeah.
well done because I didn't suspect it at all at one point.
I don't see the Zoe having the mystery kids and stuff bit. I'm not actually that fed up by because we've not really heard much
Oh,
about that.
that's
It's
not been
just the
mentioned in
stalker
weeks, isn't it?
stuff.
Yeah.
No.
If there is a way that they're going to connect all of it together come
Yeah.
Christmas,
Yeah.
then I mean there will not be any excuse for how long it's taken for us to get here and the sort
No.
of the repetitive nature of it
Yeah.
over weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
But if they can make all of it make sense in terms
Hmm.
of like answering all the questions that they've sort of left hanging for months and sort
Hmm.
of make everything make sense, then fair play.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just taking us a bit too long to get there. I think it's my main complaint with it.
Yeah.
Gomar Joseph has said, I'm beginning to feel like it's a possibility that Jasmine is Zoe's stalker and that she feels the need for revenge because Zoe left her for dead. But again, that makes me question why Jasmine gave Elaine and Cindy false info. This is what I mean. There is so much we don't yet know about Jasmine. They have not shared any scenes really, though, either, have they? Almost as though they are trying to keep them as separate as possible in order to sort of double bluff us about it.
Yeah. There were literally that one scene, weren't there, when all Slaters went in drinking.
Yeah.
That's literally it, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair. It could be that now. It could be. But I hope if it is, and that it's Jasmine who's been the stalker. Come on, get on with it.
Well, Christmas it'll be now. Christmas, we'll find out till Christmas. I mean, hey, it's been months and months. We may as well wait another couple of weeks until Christmas, and then and then it'll all be tied up, right?
Yeah.
That's it for this week, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. We love you as always. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do the following.
You can find us on Facebook at Albert Square After Dark, on Twitter and Instagram at E20 After Dark. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on Apple and wherever you find your podcasts. Drop us an email at e20afterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by going on buymeacoffee.com/E20 After Dark.
Yes, you can indeed.
Got there in the end. I don't know why I went more Yorkshire to finish that.
You did. You went really Yorkshire there. Yeah, as you can tell when you're in a hurry. You never. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will see you same time next week. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye. Bye.